Hello, everyone. I'm here today with Shawn Khunkhun of Dolly Varden Silver. Shawn is president and CEO. We're doing the backstage interview for the Silver Investor Forum. Shawn, thanks for taking your time to dig a little deeper with us on Dolly Varden today.
No, I'm grateful to be here, Peter. Thank you so much for having me.
Pleasure. So, Shawn, let's jump right into it. Your project is located in the southern tip of British Columbia's Golden Triangle. That seems to be, in the last couple of years, a really exciting place to be exploring and developing projects. In mining, location is very important, and I'm wondering if you can tell us a little bit more about the area and why it matters to Dolly Varden.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think, it's like in real estate, location in mining. I think a few things I'd like to highlight here in terms of BC's Golden Triangle. Really, this area has been known for 100 years, but there's been some big improvements over the last few decades that's made it easier for companies like ours to operate. So the government's been very proactive in bringing power and roads into the area. And so, what attracted me to BC's Golden Triangle was the grades, and the fact that because of its, the former feature of it being remote, it was underexplored. And so with these new improvements that have come in, and also higher metal prices, it makes the region very attractive. And what really differentiates Dolly from a lot of our peers in the triangle is we're at the southern tip, as you mentioned. So we're actually in a community called Alisarm. So Alisarm is south of Stewart, which is most considered the southern end of the Golden Triangle. And so we have a water port. We've got a road that goes from Alisarm right to the property. We've got power that connected in from Terrace. So it's tremendous infrastructure here. And unlike some of the projects in the northern part of the triangle that are on top of mountain ridges, the topography is not as challenging here.
Excellent. Well, that sounds like it would certainly be helpful to ultimately, eventually develop and mine at your deposit. So you have a 2-year program to expand and upgrade the Torbrit silver deposit. Can you tell us a little bit about the field activities and the exploration drilling that's getting underway?
Absolutely. So, really the goal here in 2021, and we really look at it as a 2-phase program, and whether we just utilize phase 1 this season or whether we actually get into a phase 2, a part of that, when you're dealing with exploration targets, you've got to be nimble and you've got to be have the ability to pivot on the field upon success. So because we've got 20 million in the bank, it gives us the flexibility and the ability to have a little bit of discretion. So high level, 50% of the focus is in and around resources. So we've got a past producing mine. We've got a mine that makes up the large part of our resource at Dolly Varden. And that's a mine where we're looking to upgrade, enhance, and extend. So what I mean by that is there's different categories of resources, and we've got some resources that are in the inferred category. We want to move those along to the measured and indicated category, but we also like to do is extend and expand. And then so 50% of the focus is in and around the mines and the resources that make up the 44 million ounce high grade resource at Dolly. And then the other 50% is, look, Peter, only 3% of the property's been explored. We've got a lot of targets along a 4.5 kilometer potassic alteration trend that we refer to as the Silver Highway. And so some of these are brand new showings. Some of these areas have actually seen some very significant drill holes and kilo-like intercepts over mineable widths. And so, there's a whole host of targets that we're also going to be hitting. So, for shareholders, for speculators, look at us and watch for catalysts that'll be upcoming in terms of news in and around the main mine. But the real upside here is if we're able to hit another Torbrit. Torbrit's a mine that in and of itself has seen about 53 million ounces of silver. So we believe there's one or two more Torbrits in our land package, and our goal is to find it and to drill it out.
So so this program is getting underway now, and what kind of activity can we see over the next few months, and what might followers or investors look forward to over the next over the summer and I guess into early fall?
Yeah, so we've got our team in the field right now. Pads are being built, drills will be turning imminently, and there'll just be a flurry of results throughout the summer. And in addition to exploration activities, we do spend a lot of time on corporate development activities. I have mentioned we've gone under 20 confidentiality agreements. So, we've had larger entities look at our project. We've looked at other areas. I've got ambitions for regional M&A. So we're always looking. So in addition to drill results and bolstering mineral inventory through exploration, also see us to try to accomplish that in the boardroom. But yeah, we anticipate, to be very newsy and topical between now and, right through to Q1 of 2022.
Okay. In February, you reported a very long intersection of high-grade silver at Torbrit, and this was from last year's drill program. So curious to know a bit about how that shaped your understanding of that deposit.
Well, you know what, we had this idea, again, I've only been the CEO of Dolly Varden for 15 months. And when I came into Dolly, I had this hope and this belief that, through some previous drill intercepts that were 30, 40, 50, 60 meters that were hitting, plus 300 grams silver mineralization, I had this hope that this project may be amenable to bulk mining. And that drill hole in 2020 where we hit, I believe it was 45 meters of over 300 grams per ton, that really validated that idea for me. What makes this ore body special is it's close to surface and it's really, really wide and high grade. And that is going to have a strong impact on mining cost. And it's, so I really have two goals in and around Torbrit. And number one, it's to continue to show and demonstrate those types of thicknesses. But I'd also like to hone in on where are the kilo grades. And, we did have some kilo type intercepts. And I really want to vector into those areas because those are the areas that make mines very, very profitable. And so we really have a twofold strategy when it comes to Torbrit, really trying to vector into the highest grade parts of this ore body.
Super. So we've touched on several aspects of the company and the deposit, what we might look forward to. Is there something that we maybe haven't touched on that you'd like to leave investors with?
Absolutely. I think high level, we need to look at the flurry of activity. Like, so much about what happens in mineral exploration is driven by generalist investors and capital flows. And there's what I've witnessed in my career and by studying history is there's often different camps that really catch investors' imagination. We're seeing it right now in Newfoundland. We've seen it in the past in the Pilbara in Australia. And we've really seen it here in a sustained multi-years in the Golden Triangle has continued to demonstrate great results from producers like Pretium to discovery companies to one of the most notable takeovers of a junior with GT Gold being purchased by Newmont. So we're seeing a flurry of sustained activity in this region. So that's very important for investors, to fish where the fish are. And we've got just tremendous discovery potential here. And it's being validated by Newcrest and Newmont and Yamana and by companies like Ascot and Skeena. And then the other part of it is, look, you need social license. So, I like to highlight the fact that we are a founding member of the BC Regional Mining Alliance. This is a partnership between the BC government, our First Nations partner, the Nisga'a, and Dolly Varden. Ascot and Skeena are also members. And this has been highlighted. We've seen some recent election results in places like Peru, where you've got a left sweeping movement in South America. And if you look for investors who are, if they're interested in metals, particularly silver, this is quite unique and special that you've got here a pure silver play. We're not reporting lead and zinc or even gold equivalents. This is silver. This is pure silver. It's in Canada. It's a past producer. We've got social license, and we've been subject to a takeover attempt in our recent history by one of our largest shareholders, who's a miner, which is Hecla. So I think all of these factors lead Dolly Varden into being a top 10 silver equity that investors should consider if they're looking for exposure to silver equities.
Well, really, thanks for that. It sounds like some exciting times and lots to look forward to at Dolly Varden over the next months and multiple quarters, actually.
I just want to reiterate, I'm grateful that you recognized this opportunity and you see it as we see it. And thank you so much for having me.
Certainly been my pleasure. Thank you very much, Shawn.